Live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Welcome to Ticket Weeknights
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh man, we got some new music. We got new music.
See how it rolled on in?
It did roll in. Just like the 49ers today just rolled on in. And
Listen, bro. Look, I don't even know what to think, bro. It's all rigged, bro. Prize pick is rigged.
You think it's rigged?
Man,
You think it's rigged? You know what? It might be since they already came out and said who was going to be in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And now they had to go on and flip the script.
Yeah, and then I got to hear everybody from back home talking all that noise. The Chiefs,
The Chiefs, man.
I am so sick.
I can't believe it.
Tired of hearing about the Chiefs.
I can't believe it. Now you got, what's her name? Taylor Swift.
No, you might well.
What's her name?
Yeah, Taylor Swift. She the one who won. They didn't win. She won.
She the one who won.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You know how many ratings that's going to be in.
That's why. That's what I'm saying. That's why she winning.
That's what it is.
That's why they keep. They're not going to let the Chiefs lose.
Okay,
bruh.
so
they bringing too much money.
Beyonce, if you're listening to my voice, we need you to be a Bears fan so you can go to Soldier Field. Beyonce.
No, she got to date somebody on the Bears.
What's Beyonce's last name?
Knowles.
No, so she didn't take on Jay-Z's. What Jay-Z last name? Z? Beyonce Z. It's Beyonce Z.
Blue Ivory.
Blue Ivory, man. Listen.
All kind of crazy names.
Everybody, this is the Malone radio show on 93.7 The Ticket. We are so excited. Yes, I did say that, Chastity. Excited to be here tonight. Somehow I just got my second win. My brother,
he was out before we got on.
I was out of here.
Yeah.
We're excited. We have a special guest. A special guest tonight. But you all know what I have to do first. The Malone Center's vision. Can anybody quote that out there? No, let me help you. It's to create unity and prosperity throughout Lincoln while honoring our African-American heritage. And the mission is to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. We do that with the holistic programs that we offer the community. We've had some great guests since we've started here. Man, when did we start? November of last year?
October? No, I think it was October.
October.
No. Was it October?
October of last year, maybe. But we've had some interesting guests.
Yeah, we're going to say it was October.
Yeah, very exciting guests here on the Malone Show. And tonight, Mike, we have the one and only.
The one and only.
Boom, 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 boom. I got to do my own sound effect. 93.7. Listen, we need some sound effects, man. I don't know what's going on, but we need some sound effects. Yeah. My man, Brandon McWilliams. Brandon McWilliams is on the show tonight, brother. How you doing, man?
I am doing great. And I'll say that I'm grateful to be here. So I have to say excited. You can have that word still.
Hey, excited. You hear that, Chastity? Excited. I'm calling now. Y'all know that's okay, Chastity. They don't know your last name, so you be okay.
Yeah.
Listen, Brandon McWilliams, I've been knowing Brandon since he was at Lincoln High School. He was a great athlete, great young man, great head on his shoulders. And it just followed through. He continued to excel after high school. I mean, he ran some businesses, started some businesses. So we want to dive in on Brandon McWilliams tonight. Actually, that last name McWilliams is a popular name in this community. One of the staple of the names of Lincoln, Nebraska, McWilliams. You have the Woods, you have the Malones, you have the don't get me to I'm about to name some people here that's probably from Jacksonville or something. But hey, if I just keep saying the names, y'all would know I'm about to say the Jacksons. Who? The Jacksons from Gary, Indiana. What you talking about? But we on with Brandon. Brandon, We have a ton of questions, man. We're gonna try to answer, ask these questions to you, man. Do the best you can, because sometimes we'll get a little carried away.
We'll drift.
Yeah, we drift on off.
Tokyo.
Drifting on a memory. Yes, let's go. So, Brandon, tell us a little bit about what really growing up in Lincoln. Let's start there. Let's start growing up in Lincoln.
We have to, because it's different for everybody that looks like us.
What is your experience growing up in Lincoln?
It was a very interesting experience, but it was very straightforward at the same time. I grew up over in South Lincoln, so I went to Saratoga Elementary School. At the time, I was one of very few Black students there, but it is very diverse now. And then my mom actually made a conscious effort to send me over to Park Middle School, and I did not go to Irving. And so Park was when a lot of diversity kind of came into play. And then over to Lincoln High, and those were some of the places where I believe I actually got my first African-American teacher. So I had maybe one in elementary school, but overall there was those experiences. But then I did a lot over at Christ Temple Mission Church, did programming there. So I got a lot of time with a lot of people over there, and that was just really like strong Black community support. The Trago Park, that's actually my grandfather's cousin, Trago. And my grandfather, Kendo McWilliams, was the pastor of Christ Temple for a while. So the time that I was there, he was doing a lot of the pastoral work for that. And then I basically grew up in that church. And so that whole neighborhood, it was basically my childhood outside of where I actually lived at. So.
Wow. Okay. Trago Park, for those who don't know, that's where we have our Juneteenth celebration.
Yep.
It's where the water park is. People say, "Where's Trago Water Park?" Okay, they know exactly where that is because they come from all over the city.
That's where we have the D9 picnic.
The D9 picnic is over there too. So there's a lot of things that goes over at Trago, and that's your bloodline.
Yep.
Wow. So not only Malone, he has bloodline in Malone, but he also have bloodline with Trago. Look, we're sitting next to
history.
Man,
boy got some roots.
Yeah, we got to.
We got some roots.
So growing up in your experience, and you mentioned that you said that you had your first African American teacher.
You caught that too, huh?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
What year was that? You said what school?
High school.
It was really high school when it really came into play. I guess you weren't necessarily a teacher, but you were one of the first Black men that I saw in the school setting.
Wow.
Coach Jackson. There were some Jacksons here. he was one of those. So yeah, I mean, like that was like the first time I really came across like Black men in the school setting was at Lincoln High.
Wow. So okay. So it's crazy that you say that because I've had this conversation with a lot of educators about how not having someone that looks like about the students not having someone that looks like them as they're going through the education system. How much did that affect you? Not seeing nobody like you, growing up teaching, you in class and things like that. How did that make you feel?
So, like I said, it's a little bit different for me because my mother herself was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to see like her experiences going and teaching, but she was actually at Calvert at the time. And so that was primarily white school itself. And it's also very diverse now as well. But I had the experience of seeing her as a teacher, but going into the so I even thought I wanted to be a teacher at one point, but I changed that route up. So we'll talk about it at some point. But my mom was very much she was influential in having those discussions with me and having some of her friends like Miss Van Price over at I believe she's at North Star last I knew about.
She's at the district. She didn't the Jeffersons.
Oh,
she didn't. Yeah, she didn't move on up. Yeah, she's right up underneath the superintendent. I do believe
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and she's a director of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I do believe
that's great to see even that growth.
Yeah.
So it was just like I got to see some of it, but for me, you just kind of went through the process. I mean,
Right.
it was
You just go to day by day.
it didn't like you knew it was something, but you just kind of said like this is what it's supposed to be. Like, you know, you
See,
just kind of took that
that's
in at some
exactly.
point.
It's you was forced to accept it.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of our youth, a lot of our kids of color now that's going through, the public school system are forced to accept it. And this is just my personal opinion. I believe they're missing out on a lot of intel. I'll say it that way. Missing out on a lot of intel, not ever possibly because they can easily go through a 12-year period of school without having a teacher that look like them.
Mhm.
That's a lot of education that's missed. You know what I mean? And so it's it's that the comfortability fact and the relationship piece that plays a big role in it too. To where it's like, okay, I got somebody I believe I can trust. I got somebody that I can relate to. They can relate to me. But it's hard as an African American going through a public school system, not ever seeing someone that look like you that's possibly successful. Because if you come from a broken home or whatever the case may be, and not being able to see someone that look like you that's in a successful role, what would you possibly turn out to be?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like it's one of those things that I don't think a lot of people think about, that we're just forced to say, okay, I have to accept this.
That's actually an interesting point that you brought up because I am in the process of currently getting my master's degree through Doane University, and I'll be a licensed therapist when I'm done. And I just wrote a paper about basically this topic, and it's basically finding out how much trauma that African Americans actually do deal with, and we chalk it up as normal, or we just
Right.
accept it. And so then there's that sense of hypervigilance that we all have, and that's actually one of the diagnosis uh, treatment parts for PTSD. So it's a part of having a traumatic stress disorder.
Right.
And so it's actually something that we all are dealing with, but we've actually pushed it down. So like when we actually open up that box at times, it can
It
all
comes out in different ways.
absolutely.
And that's what the I don't want to well, what can we call them? I'll say the higher ups in education.
Mm.
That's what they don't understand. And that's what they don't know how to deal with. And not knowing how to deal with that and not ever seeing it before and not knowing the name of it, not knowing that it's connected with PTSD, they just chalk it up as behavior. And they're quick to throw, you know, that title on someone. And then also they say, okay, you tied that behavior. Now let's give them a test. Excuse me, let's give them a test. And now they don't pass this test. Now they got an IEP.
Mhm.
And so now it's starting that trail of educational dysfunction, and now you got behavioral dysfunction, and not knowing it all ties from possibly not being taught by someone that looks like them, or not being able to see someone in success that looks like them, because they do possibly come from a broken home, or they're in their 11th 10th year of school and never had a relationship with an adult in an education fashion that they can possibly relate to.
Mhm. I remember I used to have conversations with my mom when I was younger, and I would have to. She would just say, "Well, go find black men in Lincoln, ask them what they do," and I would be at the barbershop and asking people what they did, and get a lot of answers like construction or I'm a barber. Not that those are bad like fields or anything, but I also knew at those times I knew I couldn't cut hair, and I also
Right.
knew that I didn't want to be outside. So I was just like, all right, I need to kind of figure something out. And so it was just kind of an interesting journey going through and asking, like, finding people and saying, like, what is it that you do? Like, what do
Right.
you do? And so it led me to eventually like the nonprofit. I used to work actually at the Malone Center. And so when I was going through late high school or college, I think it was about the time that I started working there. And TJ McDowell was there still, and Nate Woods. And so they were very influential in kind of teaching me a lot about just this nonprofit field in the beginning and showing me like there was more on the other side of this opportunity in this field, and maybe not having to just look straight into being an educator because that's really all I knew because
Right.
that's what my mom did. So
So through those experiences formed really you're here because of through those experiences of your life. The one thing that you mentioned is you hit it on before we even asked that question in regards to you going to school to be a therapist. Why? Because you know what? I only know maybe 4 or 5, and they all male uh, therapists here that look like us, African American therapists. You know, there's 2 that I was just with one of them the other night. Look at, I'm already counting. One of them the other night. 2 of them is at the Malone Center working with our kids and families. You know, so we don't have a. What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna go into therapy?
that was actually just so I want to say at one point I was at Concordia University. That was the 4th university I was going to at the time. I call that my Nebraska college tour. And I was there and I was just trying to get out of there. I was trying to figure out the fastest way to get a degree. And I ended up going into the psychology program. And so when I went to that program, I was learning a lot about myself. Like that was just a transformation of self going through that program. And when I got to the end of it, I took a class that was called Introduction to Counseling. And one of my teachers said, he was just listening to me, giving me feedback, and was just like, you ask questions in a very like unique way. And he was like, maybe you should look into possibly being a counselor. At the time, I was just like, whatever, I'm not
Right.
not really worried about it. And it was actually going through the journey of starting my own nonprofit and going through some of those stages, finding out that I'm good at working with people. The Strength Finder is a part of that journey. Those things coming together was what led me to say, like, I got to think a little bit bigger. And just that door just kind of opened up perfectly. So it was kind of just one of those things that all came together how it was supposed to. And I just took the opportunity when it presented itself.
Okay, because we're gonna do this in reverse because you mentioned therapy, and that's where you're going to school, your different universities. But now you mentioned Strength Finders, and a lot of people don't know what Strength Finders is. Can you explain what is Strength Finders and the importance of it?
Absolutely. So the Strength Finder, I got introduced to when I was doing the nonprofit organization, and somebody had came to me and said, have you ever heard of this? And I was just like, no, I haven't. And so Strength Finder, it was created by Gallup and a guy named Don Clifton. And they were basically asking questions. Gallup calls people all the time and they've been asking questions for years. And they basically find out like what traits do leaders have? What different things do people have that help them experience success? And so after I was introduced to it, she paid for me to go up and get training to become a coach in it. And again, it was just another opportunity to learn a lot about myself. It was a lot of great self development. And so, as I was going through the course, I kind of found out one of my number one strengths. It was called individualization. And it told me that I was really good at figuring people out, understanding people, and reading people and telling them what they're good at. And I went up to my teacher at the time. I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this? Like, I could tell everybody else what they're good at. And he just looked at me and was just like, you'll figure it out. And so as I kind of just did the exploration piece of that, the Strength Finder was really good at just telling me a lot about myself. So the Strength Finder, it's an assessment that you take and it helps you understand how you naturally think, feel, and behave. And so when you start to see those things, it comes from positive psychology. When you start to notice these patterns about yourself, you can actually then begin to work on them. And so, for example, I can use John because I've worked with him in this. He has communication as a strength. And so we know that John has the gift of gab. He can put powerful word combinations together. He can give you a speech, get you motivated. And so he kind of even lit up when he walked in here because he was started talking more. And so you start to see like we have these different things and different traits about ourselves. And if we can begin to understand them and look at them through a positive light, because normally people will say, if you have that strength or gift, people are like, why do you talk so much? Be quiet, don't say so much. And so normally we get almost scolded for certain strengths that we have.
Right.
And so if you see these things that you constantly ask yourself, why do I keep doing this? It's actually a glimpse into something that is a reoccurring pattern that you can use for your success if you learn how to productively apply it.
Okay, look, we going because I just got the cue that we're going to take a break. Listen, we're going to stop there, but we want to continue to hit on that strength finders and all the information on that. Look, this is 93.7, the Malone Radio Show. We'll be right back after these messages.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Be sure and call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technician will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Malone Motors.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400. Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Summer is winding down, but there's no reason to put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Sign up today for 9-hole leagues this fall, any day from Monday to Friday, starting on September 25th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Call today at 402-742-0140.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. I'm Matt Knipe with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand that no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof that it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Back to the Ticket weeknights
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got that new music.
I mean, it came in smooth.
We got that new music.
It always make me want to go into that voice.
Boy, look, make you feel like you had a little shot, a little cognac.
Listen, this is 93.7 The Ticket, as we bring you the smooth hits. Anybody listening could be on your show.
Look, that's John's what they used to call them, the late night.
Yeah, them late.
Hey, but hey, you guys thank you guys for staying with us here on the Malone Show. We want to give a big shout out to the Post, my main man Jesse Foster doing his thing. Hey, if you guys ever get a chance or ever in Lincoln, for those who live outside of Lincoln, stop by the Post. Enjoy yourself. They got chess. They got nice, warm, cozy couches that you can lounge in and have a nice cognac. Nice beverages, non-alcoholic as well for those who don't drink like myself. But yeah, check out the Post, 2001 North End Street, 2001 End Street, not North. It's just 2001 End Street. I said North.
I know. I said that last week.
Did you say that last week?
When you wasn't here, I kept saying North. North. It's North.
Yeah.
They like, what? This brother don't know what he talking about. Look, it's late. We got the later clock. Look, the later clock.
The later clock show. But check out the Post when you get a chance, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2001 N Street is the location. Jesse will take good care of you. And tell him Mike sent you. He may give you a discount. Well, we're sitting here with Brandon McWilliams. He's telling us a little bit about himself, telling us a little bit about his upcoming here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and also a couple business that he started. And we was just left off on the Strength Finders program, and it was a lot of information, but a lot of great information. I do remember doing the Strength Finders questionnaire and that you had us do at the Malone and things like that. And I was just telling you guys at the break, I'll share with everybody else. I believe mine said greatness and I think it said greatness and everything else. But no, I do remember taking it. It's dead on. Like it's dead on. Like I don't remember what mine was right off the bat, but I do remember taking it and saying, "Dang, that's me."
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's pretty scary accurate sometimes.
Yeah.
Start kind of like reading over the reports, and you're just kind of like, all right, this is touching on some things I wouldn't even I didn't put that out there like that.
Right.
So it's just kind of very interesting how they put it together and how you can really get a lot of information about it. But then once you get into those reports, it gets a little bit overwhelming because they're going to give you like an 18-page document about yourself. And then it's just like, all right, here this is. And then you kind of read it and you're just like, all right, this is cool and everything, but now what?
Right.
And so that's when I kind of got into the coaching piece of it. And so I started it's just called McWilliams Coaching. So I do have the McWilliamsCoaching.com if you want to find out more about just the strength finder and how it all works.
Throw it out there.
Message. Plug. And so, yeah, that's just how you can kind of just discover a lot about yourself. And like I said, once you discover those things, then it's easier to work on them or accept them for, what they are. I've had a lot of people say like, oh, I have ADHD or OCD or whatever else. And it's really just like, no, we can maybe explain this from a different perspective. So.
I be telling, no, you don't. You don't either.
It definitely helps, especially when you're in the leadership. When you're in leadership, it helped me. I remember I met Brandon. I think we were at the meal. I think one of the places that we met were at the meal. And this was right when the beginning of when I started directing over at the Malone Center. And really, I needed to do it for myself because I needed to know what my strengths were. We think we know what our strengths are sometimes. We can definitely tell you a few of the weaknesses. That's for sure. But to really know your strength, to be able to lead in the way that you need to lead in, to operate, to be able to operate in your gift effectively, to make impact. It's important to know. And I'm not just saying this because Brandon is here, but if you have not done Strength Finders, I encourage you to do it. You don't have to be a leader you don't have to be a CEO of your company, right? But if you can really find your strength, you can really know how to operate effectively using your gift and your strength, because he said how you think, how you feel, and how you behave. That's those behaviors and those from the emotions, from the thinking patterns to, that all comes through the experiences of your life. So in order for you to really recognize that, to be effective, I mean, it's something that is very important that I think everyone needs to do that. I don't care what position you hold. You may have your own business. That would be a great way to start. Right. Is get into some strength.
Know what direction you need to go.
Right. Our success at Malone Center had a lot to do with knowing what our strengths are. And Brandon came over and not just did it for myself, but he was like, look, you need to do this for your team too. And I said, you know what? You're right. He did it for the team. He's done it for a lot of leadership team. He's done it for the maternal wellness, which is something that we're going to hit on as well. He has been that what he is doing, that program, the business that he has. What's your website again?
McWilliamsCoaching.com.
McWilliamsCoaching.com. Please. Hey, that's another plug, huh? Sponsor. Hey, so I mean, it's that important to, especially we say, okay, this is January and okay, this is what we're gonna do this year, right?
2024, we ain't doing it. We having it.
Listen, it all. I don't care if you working out, the plan for your family, because this is just not for business. Strength Finders is for family, strengthening your family relationships, prosperity. If you're looking to gain wealth, eliminate multi-generational poverty, Strength Finders, that it's a part of you. If you don't do Strength Finders, you may have a difficult time. I'm not saying that you're not going to make it. I'm just saying that you may have to take the long way instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's sometimes in life, we take the long road instead of,
you got to work smarter, not harder.
All we have to do is just go to the stop sign and make a left.
Yeah.
But we want to go all the way around through Omaha and wherever we're going to come back to, and all we had to do was just go here and left.
Yep.
It's like the concept of, if like I were to tell you to write a paper with your non-dominant hand, and you're operating in that world to that extent. And so giving yourself the opportunity to see what your dominant hand is capable of, then you can see what heights you can truly make it to from there. But how do you begin to start working on those things? Because if you're working on your non-dominant hand, the whole time you're working on fixing things.
Right.
And we're not really supposed to be working on fixing, improving ourselves. And so going from the perspective of positive, you have to go back and study successes and understand how I did that so I can do it better, rather than going back and asking yourself where I failed and saying, how can I get to mediocre at best? And so it's just one of those things, again, just looking at yourself from this lens of a very positive way. And it's just very like life-changing in some way.
Have you performed this with the youth?
Mm-hmm. So one of the things when I was doing the nonprofit organization, I was actually looking for something to be able to add to it for the youth. And so we were working with students at Keller Middle School. I was going into the Juvenile Detention Center, and I was giving the Strength Finder to youth there. And then once I kind of stopped going in that direction, I partnered with Lighthouse and a couple other nonprofit organizations just to be able to offer the Strength Finder for free, being able to use grants to be able to make that happen. And so I still currently do that for kids on diversion and kids at Lighthouse and other organizations as well, because it's just something I feel like all youth should know and have the opportunity to at least be introduced to it.
Yeah, we might have something for you.
Please do. Put me to work.
Yeah, might have something for you. Yeah, I mean that's incredible. I mean, just to and for you is, I would think for you it's more than community work, because like I said, you have roots here, so it's like you have legacy, you have something to to feed off of. Your blood runs deep in Lincoln, you know what I mean? And so I think for you it's that it means more. I mean, like for me and John, of course, we do what we do because we love doing what we do, and we love helping people. We love seeing the gratification, the smiles that we put on people's faces, the everything we do for the families that we serve, the kids that we help. But this ain't our home. But for you to give it back into your community, into your home, it has to mean something different, for you. So how do you like, what does that feel like?
It feels it's a great thing to be able to get back to the community. I realized I had to do it in the way that worked best for me to do it. And I think that's where I've again found my most success, because when you just focus on what you know, what you do well. So there's actually a crossroad where John, when he was taking over at the Malone Center and being able to coach him through that, he was the best person for that, to rally people, to get people ready to do all the things that you guys have been able to do to make changes over there. And so that's amazing. So kudos to both of y'all for that. But I knew that I wasn't the person for that position, that I couldn't have taken it to these heights, but I can talk to somebody in a one-on-one situation who does have that type of leadership experience, who can he has influence. He has a lot of influence in that way. And so really just being able to say, let me bring this out of you for you to go be the best version of yourself. I love playing that role. And that's my life's work right there.
That's amazing.
You operating in that. That's the legacy.
Yeah.
He is operating in a different, it's almost like when you grow up in a line of your granddad, your dad, your granddad, his dad, they were all preachers, right?
Right.
And so then they expect you to be, you got to be a preacher because your dad was a preacher, your mom was it. And so from there, it's like, well, maybe what I need to do is not in a church behind a pulpit. Maybe it's in the street.
Right.
It's
doing the same thing.
You're just not doing it in the church.
You in your boots.
Right.
You're your foot soldier.
Right. And I see Brandon in that way. I wasn't around, of course, but I will have to talk to people who know Trago, Mr. Trago, and Mr. Malone and Mr. Woods, those who have come before us in this community to impact this community. What were they like? What were they like? How did they lead? Your mom did something for you. She told you, she says, go and meet men and ask them what they do. That was an experience, right? Because she was getting you out there to say, okay, let me see what my calling is, right? And you went through from schools to different agencies. You've led You were executive director at one point, and now you're operating in your gift, and you're doing a heck of a great job doing it, right? You're motivated. You may not be leading as other CEOs, but you are definitely helping and impacting the CEO to be the best version of themselves. And I mean, that's,
yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, a lot of stuff, if you wasn't doing what you was doing, a lot of stuff wouldn't be getting done. You know, I mean, even though you're not doing it, but what your piece of the puzzle makes it clear to everybody else to see what puzzle is being put together.
Absolutely. It's like that action piece. So sometimes, you get a little overwhelmed and you just feel like it's your life. You're in the middle of it and it's just feeling like everything's piling on top of you. And just being able to have somebody who's not only coming with a different perspective, but also looking at it from the positive. Like, no, here's what's great about you. And here's exactly all the tools that you have. Here's how they work. Here's what they look like. How can we help you apply them? That's really like it just excites me doing it. Like, it's like, there's nothing like it. You just get to learn about people and like you get to make friends, you get to grow relationships. And ultimately, like, I love just being able to, I may not be running a big organization like that, but I can call somebody who is, and it's just a great place for me to personally be at. So
the thing about it is you are running a big organization. Like, you're the CEO of your business and you're running it and impacting other organizations, not just in this city, but outside this city. So your impact is you can look at it as, man, your impact is great and you are running it. It may not look, but you running it, because if it wasn't for your guidance and expertise in areas of how we can get better as directors, then we will still be running that same race.
Mm-hmm.
But you came in and you said, okay, look, I'm about to tweak your mindset and have you thinking a total different way.
Not only tweaking, I'm finna unleash.
Right.
So
Right.
some of the,
because now you done brought something to my attention that I didn't know I had that was already inside of me. Now I have some potential that I need to really get out, right? And you give the tools to make that happen, to allow that to happen, man. That's phenomenal work.
Yeah, it is.
That's phenomenal work. Man, we got to take another break. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
And we got to hear these commercials. Y'all want to hear some commercials?
I
guess they want to hear some commercials.
He gave us
Give me a break. Give me a break. We'll be back right after this. 93.7 The Ticket, and Malone Show.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come with both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, but it's not just me. Folks all over town are having success with the FXB program. Guys like Gary, who just finished up his own 10-week challenge.
Yeah, Mark. After having a knee replacement in March, I was looking for a way to get back into shape. The workouts are fun, the atmosphere is a total blast, and I've lost 17 pounds since starting in July.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Back to the Ticket weeknights
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Big shout out to everybody that's listening, who's commented online. Appreciate you guys listening in. That's right. The post. Hey, make sure you guys check out the post here in Lincoln. A brand new establishment that has opened up. 2001 N Street. Go see Mr. Jesse Foster. Go, my guy. Go holler at him. I'm telling you, mention my name, he might give you a deal. We're back with Mr. McWilliams. Hey, so we touched on a lot of different things that you dabble with, But you about to start a new adventure, and we're proud to say that adventure will be with the Malone.
Absolutely.
So it's in our maternal wellness program. So can you go ahead and enlighten us a little bit on that? What you're gonna be doing for the ladies?
So the Malone Maternal Wellness team, I did their strength finders, and I had got to know all of them, and they were really cool people, and they're all awesome actually. And so I went back to my school, and I was actually doing a group project, and I had to write a proposal for a group, and I had decided to do one for dads because I just become a dad. And so I put this whole program together, and I went over just to get information. I wasn't even trying to I was just trying to create something. I wasn't trying to actually turn it into anything. And I showed Jillian, and she loved it. And so she starts talking to me about it, and we started just going back and forth about, okay, could it be? And after a while, next thing I know, she's like, hey, we have a grant actually, and we would like to find someone to run this program. She's like, I was actually thinking that you would be the perfect person to do it. And so it was literally at the same time that I had made this proposal. And so it just worked out.
Won't he do it?
Perfect. So I agreed to set it up and work through the process. And so what it was it became a dad's group. And so we were meeting every other week on Saturday morning and just getting together and being able to talk about what it's like to be a dad. And it was just funny because I had a situation with my wife where we were just talking, and she's giving birth, and we're at home, and she's breastfeeding. She's going through all of those processes. And next thing I know, I was just like, man, I'm tired. Wrong person to say that to. So I was like, man, it's real. I am tired. That's legit, but maybe this isn't the right place to be able to talk about that. So it just kind of makes sense to have a place where new fathers, experienced fathers can kind of get together and be able to have these conversations and talk about things.
Without being judged.
Absolutely. I actually found out that, it's like 1 in every 10 men can suffer from postpartum disorder. And so even those things, it's you really didn't even know that. And so I took a breastfeeding education course. So I'm actually a certified breastfeeding educator, and I am the partner support specialist at the Malone Center. And so I'm about to have my next child here in February. And so I won't be doing the groups because I'm going to take a little bit of time off, but I will be back. And once I do get those, I'll get the flyers and everything back together and get those dates going again.
Hey, you done took the classes. You about to have about 10 kids. You about to have you about to have 10. You're a professional now. You can guide us through it. And that you right about that, man. Do not say there's just words that you just cannot say to your wife, especially if she has given birth.
Man,
one that hurt. You can't say that word. I'm tired, Brent. You definitely can't say that. You can't say I'm hungry
at all.
I mean,
at all.
I mean, why? What I want to say, I want to say so much, and I know we don't have enough time, but you getting into that program, and you was probably one of the first men, if not the first man, I think, to go through it. Is that right?
I was first man to take that class, yes.
What did you learn from that? What's your perspective of the learning experience?
That's a loaded question. So there's a lot to that, but I think overall, breastfeeding should just really be supported. It's something that just the values for your baby, the nutritional values, those things. It's not the easiest thing to do. It is very, very difficult. There's a lot of things that come with it, but I think that's the whole point of having support. We got a doula through the Malone Center, and so that was actually very helpful with that. And so even that process taught me a whole lot just about just everything. It just being prepared for going into birth. A lot of people, they call it labor, but maybe not using even that word labor. Like you're bringing a life into the world. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be something seen as like I'm struggling with it. And I think the other part is when it comes to breastfeeding and supporting people who are breastfeeding, I know that not everybody is always the most comfortable with it or those things, but it was the concept of thinking about somebody at some point had to decide how you were going to be fed. So not judging anybody for something that we all have to do. It shouldn't be something that women feel uncomfortable to do in certain places because that baby has to eat. So
That's
it's
true.
just noticing those things and just having maybe those just different perspectives on it.
Right, but then if the baby ain't eating, now the people want to judge that too.
Because you got to scream and time on your head, like, oh, do something.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
yeah,
it's just
can't
that.
win for losing. But I remember when Julian blessed us with her presence here on the show, we learned so much about breastfeeding and everything that goes into the maternal wellness program and everything that she's doing and her whole team. I mean, we was at just so I can only imagine going through the classes and to get certified, like the eye-opening things that you had to go through and things like that, being the first male to ever do it. Well, I don't know ever, but through our program at least. It's amazing that you're able to gain this knowledge for your newborn that's finna enter the world, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And you're able to be there and get a better understanding of what your wife is going through and to see it in a different light. Because I think when it comes to pregnancies and things like that, a lot of us we're like, okay, well, we're hands off. There's nothing that we can do. I mean, it's completely up to you. But I believe that support goes a long way, and that's something that us as males need to kind of understand and kind of hone in on.
I think even having the education behind it just helps you. Like, I mean, even me, like, I never had even held, like, really, I had a rule. I didn't hold a baby unless they could hold their own head up.
Right.
And so even those early periods, it's just, you almost feel like, what do I do? Because it's like that you feel almost really helpless.
It's crazy. I had the same thing. I was like, people were like, you want to know? I don't want to hold. If it ain't mine, I don't want. I don't want to hold. I don't want to do nothing. If they can't hold their own head up, I don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah.
And so it's like getting that education around it and understanding like some of the details more, like just having more of an understanding. It just made like I could be more involved. And so like I could ask questions or make sure if something was a little bit more difficult, like I could find at least an answer for my wife if, because she's busy. So like I knew like what to look for in those situations.
Right. And now that you guys have a doula, if you do got a question that you don't feel like, like, I don't know if I want to really take it there, I'll ask her.
Absolutely.
You can ask your doula and then come back with the wife with the right answer. She be looking at you like, how you know this? Don't worry about it.
We got it.
Yeah, we got it.
That education piece is important.
Yeah,
it's important.
It really is.
I mean, that the support during the pregnancy is more, I won't say more important, but just as important is when the baby arrives. And I think that with us men, we don't talk about that. We talk about other things. We want to support other things. When they get ready to start doing sports, we're there, right?
Right.
But I think it's important for us to, matter of fact, I know it's important for us. That's why I believe in that program so much. And I'm a big cheerleader of the maternal wellness program because we need to support the women. Do not make the babies by themselves. It's just not happening. I mean, it ain't wake up and you're pregnant. No. They needed some help. And whoever was the person who agreed upon that.
They probably woke up.
You said they probably woke up. We ain't having no Mary experiences right now. Everybody name ain't Joseph. But it's just important for us to just be there for the mom, right? And we can get into a whole other can. We can open up a whole other can of what that looked like, and what if I don't get along with the mom, or what if I don't get along with them? We can go that way too. And Brandon, we're gonna open that up next time you come back on the show.
Yeah, because it will be a part 2.
There's a lot part 2 and a part 3. And he done keyed the music. What music is that they playing? Listen, Brandon, if they want to get in touch with you again on the Strength Finders, how can they get in touch with you?
My email is brandon@mcwilliamscoaching.com, or if you just want to visit the website, mcwilliamscoaching.com.
This has been an awesome show.
That's it. Hey, remember, guys, visit the post at 2001 N Street, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate you, Brandon. Brandon McWilliams.
Thanks for having me.
We're sitting here with legacy right here.
Absolutely.
Mike, this is another one down, baby.
Another one down. Another one bites the dust.
Dun-dun-dun. Don't. That's what he should have been playing. That's how we get him next time.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Y'all have a great week.
Peace.